Hi, I'm Jada Garcia, and I'm currently taking Humanities 1301. And this is my final reflection project, which is a podcast. I'm new to this, so I'm really just going with the flow. But I'm here doing a podcast with my sister,
Gigi.
Her name is Juliana, but we call her Gigi. And I first want to say how grateful I am for this class, because I generally didn't know what humanities was until I took this class, which just gave me an insight how humans were and how we're developing and how we're trying to understand ourselves. Which brings me to what I think humanities means. I believe humanities means how humans have always been trying to figure out themselves in different ways. I apologize, I'm sick during this, so sorry. I didn't really think that humanities connected to real life until I started noticing how often I think about what it means to be human in everyday things. And this podcast is just a reflection of the semester and how humanities transfers into real life. I first want to talk about my experience, and my sister is also going to talk about her experience. Our experience with social media, we always had unrestricted social media, so like we were on YouTube, TikTok, Musically without our parents' supervision, which I believe that does like do something to you, like influence and just consuming so much information, data, and seeing stuff we weren't supposed to see at such an early age, like did change us. But it also shows us, it just makes us aware of our surroundings and what's happening with the real world, which I'm grateful for. I feel like I didn't realize how much it influences me until I took this class. I believe people are constantly consuming information but not always thinking deeply about it, like believing in misinformation. So that made me start thinking about how humans have always tried to understand ourselves, even way before technology. This just brings me to the Love Stacks artwork, or cave art.
What's the cave art?
It just shows like self-expression and culture through prehistoric times. They appreciate nature and their traditions and their experience, which I believe does transfer into real life. I believe many people still use art to appreciate little things and to express themselves, and just the connection with things such as nature, maybe your stuffed animal, maybe nostalgia years. I feel like art is such a great way to express yourselves and how to be human.
How did the people, was it like drawings or was it like words?
Cave art, so I would hope it was art. It was drawing. But I will say, like, I believe that outside exposure, so like now a lot of people went there for tourists and it deteriorated the artworks, which they had to shut down because how badly it was getting damaged. Which I just feel like it shows like how uncareful we are as humans.
So historical things?
Yeah, like we don't really appreciate it. We just want to take a picture and post it. It just sorry. No, I'm sorry, that was my fuggler. You know, it just shows the expression we have as humans. Why is it farting all of a sudden? Sorry. Expression we have as humans. I feel like it connects how of today, of how humans is how social media is a modern version of expression. You know what I mean?
How do you express yourself through social media?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, like TikTok and Instagram, I always be posting some weird stuff. Only because like
that's just you, right?
Yeah, like I don't really seem to change. I feel like Instagram and TikTok are really different though. Like TikTok, there's audios you could go through, and Instagram is more like more yourself,
like pictures,
like aesthetic, yeah. And I express myself through social media. That's why I post a lot. Nothing bad, but it's just a good way to express myself.
I think I express myself through social media.
Me too. You post a lot.
I just like to capture the memories.
Yeah, I could tell. I mean, I do too. There's some things that you can't take back, and social media is always forever. I also believe that cave artwork is also forever, as long as we preserve it. I also want to connect the banquet still of Ashurnapal II. I feel like this shows power in the society. He made it seem like he was unstoppable, which I believe he probably was back then. It just showed how much power, and he spoke so highly of himself, and the society was, or the people around him were generally scared of him.
So it was like fear of him?
Yeah. And
like Genghis Khan?
Bro, yes. But my reflection on it is that I feel like it just shows the importance of thinking of yourself. Or, no. I just feel like humans don't just survive. They create systems of control and identity. You know what I mean?
Because if there was no systems, it would be like chaotic.
Yeah, like, say like there's like a free world right now, and like, I feel like humans' nature is like naturally for greed and want land and power, or want power in general. And I feel like with nothing there and like no one to tell you what's right or what's wrong, like there's gonna be someone that wants to have that power. to the point when they have that power, that it's just gonna create like a system where like, oh, if you don't follow me, then this is gonna happen to you, or like you might get placed in jail. It's like today of influence and online power, like cancel culture, like there's social media has a system. If you say something wrong, if you do something wrong, there's gonna be someone always on you.
You're put on blast.
Yeah, you're put on blast. Like, oh, you should have done this. Oh, you should have known better. I feel like it connects to the Ocean of Sir Paul, because people do fear to post their opinions and their true concerns online because they're scared of being in the wrong,
Or
even though,
misjudged.
oh yeah, misjudged.
That's why people are all the same.
Kinda. Or like, I feel like they share a lot of the same values only because the influence tells them to. Like, oh, like you shouldn't support this guy, but support this girl. You know what I mean? Not to get political or nothing. Next, I want to connect the death of Socrates, which I believe is the most interesting one. I believe the Socrates, he chose truth over fear. He stood by his beliefs even under pressure, which I believe it just shows how you should think for yourself. Which I believe a lot of humans now do not think for themselves whatsoever.
All performative.
Yeah. They don't think for themselves. Oh my God, it's like, okay, anyways. I feel like even I don't think for myself. Like, do you ever have those moments?
Like when you're in a group of people and you're ready for those people to like say something.
Yeah, like bandwagon. Like, bro, oh my God. Okay, like, I know this one girl, she likes, there's a softball and OU is apparently the greatest, but she liked OU, but since Texas won last year, she's like, oh my God, I'm such a Texas fan. Girl, no, you're not, girl. Think for yourself. Be yourself. But I feel like most of the time I think for myself. Like, I always stand up for what's right. Yeah, I do. I think so. I really hope so.
I think you do.
Thanks. Or especially like with you. Like, when mom be on your butt, and I'd be like, bro, chill. Bruh. But it just shows that today, or like, the theme for Death to Socrates of truth and thinking for yourself and like saying for what you believe for, like, today, like, people don't do that. Like, people spread misinformation and follow influence from social media. Like, sorry, I'm trying to think, but like, it just shows that as AI and social media progresses, like, I feel like we're all gonna be a copy of each other in some type of way. Like, even if like you're goth or like you're preppy or coastal, like, at some point you're gonna be like the same exact person only because social media told you to, or like it influenced you to get your hair braided, you should get your nails done like this, or like that makeup doesn't look good.
Like disco girls,
Yeah.
clean girls.
Yeah, I feel like it's just gonna take the uniqueness and originality people have today and just throw it away because social media told you to.
Like my hydro flask.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I did fall for like the Walla, like, I love the Walla, and like,
I fell for the hydro flask, Stanley, and Owala.
yeah, I know. But there's also good things that come from social media, such as like,
Like advice.
yeah,
tips.
advice. But I just feel like the misinformation is getting spread, and people don't think until like someone else just says, oh no, this is wrong, and that's when everyone's like, oh yeah, you're right. Like, it has to take another person to make someone else believe it, if you know what I mean. And it's just difficult. But now for my own life by Oliver Sacks. This one probably hit me the hardest, but it was just a reflection over his life. He found out he was gonna die, and he just like stated like he wants to get his rest of his attention and time to his friends and families instead of just like worrying about things he can't control, like climate change. I feel like a lot of people today, we don't really like pause and reflect on what we're doing. I feel like we take a lot of things for granted. Yeah,
Aww.
for granted. Ew, we're so corny. For granted. And like, Oliver Sacks shows a great thing for a reflection, like a great idea for like a reflection over his past time, and like he's happy what he accomplished, and like he tried to be the best as possible, the best version of himself. I feel like today people don't really reflect on what they're doing. I mean, I will say like I do reflect, especially for like softball. Like, I reflect like, oh my gosh, like I used to be softball 24/7, now I don't. But now
More to life than something.
yeah, there's more to life. Like, I mean, like, I don't have a lot of time. I'm not saying that I don't have a lot of time. I understand I'm so young, but like, I don't get stuck like thinking like, oh, like softball should be the only thing that makes me happy in the outcome.
Because you like painting,
Yeah, like I want to find myself like in painting, music, discovering music,
taking pictures.
taking pictures, hanging out with friends and families. Like, that's something that you have to realize for yourself, which I believe many people don't today. Such as my sister Gigi.
How come?
I've never seen you like reflect, or like you always have to be like this type of person in front of other people.
So you're calling me performative.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Podcast over.
Nope. But it just shows that like doom scrolling. I feel like that wastes so much time doom scrolling,
When you could be studying.
or like consuming like videos and TV shows and all this. Like, people do a lot of things in their spare time which won't actually like give them memories and nostalgia, or like times where they're gonna look back and be like, damn, like I really missed that time.
It's all digitally, not physically.
Yeah, like they're not getting up and like taking a walk or traveling or even trying to make plans with other people. It's more like, oh, what's on the screen, and let me go on the screen and do all of this stuff. Okay, this finally takes me to the last takeaway I want to do, and it's like gods of logic. Basically, it just shows how humans build systems based on logic, math, and reasoning. I feel like it was meant to help and understand and control the world, but over time it became too complex for humans to fully understand, such as like AI. I believe humans create powerful systems but don't always realize the consequence, almost like nuclear plants,
How come?
because it provides a lot of energy. But like, let's say like, oh, like explosion, like now it's in the air and you could die like that because it's odorless and you can't see it. So it's great for energy, but it's bad for humans when we get exposed to it. It makes me think about how much we already rely on technology and AI in daily life. I feel like I could also connect this to like our literacy rates going down because of AI. Like a lot of people are failing because all they are is using AI on assignments and on tests. They can't use their phones or AIs and they just fail it. So now they're failing the whole class.
Yes.
And how like
They always go to AI for everything. Like
Yeah.
photos, like they don't know what's wrong with space.
Exactly. I feel like we depend on systems that think for us in some ways, or like in a lot of ways, like schoolwork, and like even like writing like an essay.
Like some people can't even write an essay these days.
Yeah, like they don't know how to write an essay because like we have systems for that, which I believe is harmful for like thinking and like intelligence wise.
because if you rely a lot of social media and digitally, you don't have good memorabilia because you always rely on the
What's
social media.
memorabilia?
You don't remember things well.
Oh yeah,
I read an article about that. It was
Yeah.
called How We Rely on Technology.
and I feel like technology isn't bad though. Like I feel like it shows us
It depends on how you use
about the global issues and what should be awareness, but also like the gods of logic say, like we don't understand how harmful it is until we're faced with it. Now, in conclusion, I believe all of these topics we spoke today is just humans trying to understand themselves, from cave art to Socrates to my own life to the gods of logic. It's just the humans trying to understand themselves, express themselves, carry down traditions, setting up systems of control, reflecting on their past and what they should do throughout their time, and how technology does affect us, believe it or not. I feel like throughout humanities, I feel like we always ask, or throughout the semester, I feel like we always ask the question, what does it mean to be human? Which I understand this wasn't our journal, but I generally believe being human is about expressing yourself and reflecting how you could be better, or what you did, or just figuring out like your best version. Maybe through art, maybe through history. I feel like humans are so complex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's how you express your own true, authentic self.
Yeah, like just be yourself. Like even if influence gets you, like I feel like they're still a part of your originality that you can still use. I feel like it's just understanding human life, thought, and emotion. I feel like all those ties into what it means to be human. But now, like with AI and technology growing fast, I feel like humanities more than ever. It needs to help like people to slow down and like think instead of just consuming what they see online or information just because they saw it, just because someone said it. I feel like we need humanities now because it's so difficult to think for ourselves now because of AI.
Do you feel like humanities helped you?
Find yourself, or did you always know yourself?
No, I definitely like. It's definitely great to know that like you can always like go back to humanities and be like, this is what we're supposed to be, like carrying down traditions, cultures, express our emotions, feelings, and thoughts, and just trying to understand why we're here for. I feel like I can't say the same for other people. So I do appreciate this class, but I believe that we as humans need humanities in order for us to be original and unique and keep developing as a humankind. But this is all we have for today. Thank you for listening to this podcast, and
That's
that's
it.
it.
Bye.